Okay, so we are going to continue from the last video that we did, which we are reading through a booklet that catalogs all the Breslov seforim from the times of Rebbe Nachman until today, from people from Breslov Chassidim who are not alive anymore. That means that there's still many seforim from people who are still alive that are not in this country. And we got up to Rav Noson in the middle of the seforim that he wrote on his own. Now, besides the ones that he dictated and copied down for Rebbe Nachman, of course, so we're going to continue from there. So we are up to Likutei Tfilos. Likutei Tfilos are tfilos. Basically, it's the hispoidus and personal tfilos of Rav Noson of Breslov. And they're based off of the lessons in Likutei Moran. And Rabbi Nachman told him basically to make from his Torah's tefillos, right? To make prayers from Rebbe Nachman's lessons, and they're very, very beautiful. You can also find them translated from the Breslov Research Institute, and Breslov Chassidim read them every day, and I read some every day, and it's mamish some of the most beautiful tefillos in the whole entire world. Then we have Mairoi Mekaimois al Sefer Moran. I guess. On Sefer Hamidos. So these are sources and some notes on the different parts of Sefer Hamidos, the Alphes book, which we spoke about in the last video. I guess Rav Noson gave some of the sources for some of the things that Rebbe Nachman wrote down in the Sefer Hamidos. Then we have Nusachois v'Hagois. This is Likutei Moran with different nusachs and corrections that were handwritten by Rav Noson, and in different places they're written. And it says over here in Hebrew, a lot of places they're written in a different way that is printed by us nowadays. By the Breslov Chassidim in Poland, it says that they also had these kisvei yad, these handwritten papers, and they said that they were from Rav Naftali, who was also a Talmud of Rebbe Nachman, and this was bought to print in the year Tafshin Memhei. I'm not sure, I never saw this before. Okay, Alam Letrufa is letters that Rav Noson wrote and correspondence that he had with his son Rav Yitzchak, and they're all full of beautiful chizuk and strength and hisayris and beautiful things. I guess this one is missing, but it's probably supposed to say Yemei HaTlois, which is a kuntris that talks about the tlois, the adventures and the redifas that Rav Noson had, and on the Breslov Chassidim in the times of the Machlokes, from mainly the Savraner Chassidim and from different places over there. Oh, Chibor Zeh Avad B'Tzuk Ha'itim. So I guess there's no name over here. Maybe that's why, but there is a different book called Yemei HaTlois. Maybe it's not talking about that one. Okay, fine. Kitzer Likutei Moran. Right, so Likutei Moran is obviously very big, and not everybody can learn through it. So Rav Noson also wrote a book called Kitzer Likutei Moran, which basically takes out the most practical points of each lesson. It's kind of similar to Likutei Eitzos, and yeah, it's also very, very beautiful. There's a beautiful English version from from the Breslov Research Institute as well. Kinois Hashem Tzivakos. So this sefer, some people say that Rav Noson wrote it, and other people say that someone else from Rav Noson's same time wrote it. It's basically It's like a whole thing that's written against apikorsis and against philosophies and things like that. It's written. I actually read it. It's printed in a certain book that I found, and I don't think it's from Rav Noson. It's not written in his style at all, but it could be they wrote it in a different style for that. Okay. Rosh Prachim Maftechos Likutei Moran. On Likutei Halachos. Rav Noson wrote Likutei Halachos, obviously, so he also made a maftech to to find it. Maftech is kind of like an index. So he had three different types over here. One was the Rosh Prachim Michal Halacha, like the main ideas of each halacha. Then there was the index according to the parshios that he used in each halacha. And then there's also an index according to the halachas, according to the seder of the Torahs that are printed in Likutei Moran. And Dalet is a list of all the different halachas that he talks about in Likutei Halachas. Interesting. Shir Yedidus Aleph. Right, we had a Shir Yedidus, another one, but this is Shir Yedidus. These are two songs that Rav Noson wrote about Rebbe Nachman, from his longing and his desire to be close to Rebbe Nachman and his love and his fear of him. So the first song, Shir Aleph, was written in the lifetime of Rabbeinu HaKadosh, and it was printed at the beginning of Sefer Chaim Ran. And the second Shir, Nichtav Achter Stachuzoi, it was written after Rabbi Nachman died, and it was printed in Taf Reish Lamed Daled. Shemus HaTzadikim. Shemus HaTzadikim is basically a name of all the names of Tzadikim from the times of Adar and Rishon until the last few generations. And it's a minhag in Breslov to say Shemus HaTzadikim whenever you want. Rabbi Nachman spoke about the power very much about saying Shemus HaTzadikim, and Rav Noson put it together, and it's something that I do actually every single day. Then we have the Magid Tarvitzer, or the Tarvitzer Magid Zatzal, who was one of the followers of Rebbe Nachman. He wrote a sefer called Sheris Yukasiel. It's a Hagdama Lepinka Shel Chevra Kadisha de Kilas Kodesh Karcht. It's a Hagdama to the notebook of the Chevra Kadisha, the burial society of the Kila Kadisha of Kerch. I'm not sure what that is. Shemaleim that is full of divrei Yisayros and zicharon about this world, and it was printed actually just recently in the year Tafshin Pei Beis, just a few years ago, to the printing house of Meshach Hanachal. I've seen it, I've never read it yet. Rav Shmuel Isaac Midashov was another, obviously, student of Rabbeinu. Kisvei Harav Shmuel Isaac. This is a big volume, and these are chidushim on Tanakh and on Shas and on all Sifrei Rabbi Nachman. And before each piece, it's written certain yichudim and special holy names. And unfortunately, we never got to see it, and it is gone, disappeared. Kuntris HaChazyonis is Metoyer Shem HaChazyonis Shira. These are some of the visions that Rav Shmuel Isaac saw. And we know about the Sefer because Ziknei Anash said that they saw the Sefer in Uman. The elders of the Breslov back in the day saw the Sefer in Uman, but now we do not have it anymore, unfortunately. Rav Shimon Mikremenchuk. Shimon Mikremenchuk was Rabbi Nachman's attendant, his gabbai, who's actually buried here in Tzvasir Kodesh. Doesn't have the name of it, but these are, I guess he wrote a book where there was a lot of letters in it, and there was a lot of Chidushei Torah. But he did not, but Rav Shimon did not want people to see it, so he burnt it. Wild stuff. All right, we're gonna do Rav Aaron, the Av Basin of Breslov. So this is Rav Aaron, the Rav of the city of Breslov. He was also a follower of Rebbe Nachman, and he was Perish al Torah. He wrote a book, the Perish al Torah. He wrote a Perish al Torah on the Parsha, B'derech Pardes, and also based off of Rebbe Nachman's Torahs. And this was told over to Rav Avram Sternhardt, who saw the Sefer, but again, like many of these seforim, we were not zeiche to see its light, and it disappeared. And then he also wrote a Perish al Mishnayos. He wrote a Perish on the Shisha Sidrei Mishnah, Al Derech HaChasidus Al Pi Sifrei Rabbeinu Zal. As parts of the book were in Uman, but now we do not know where it is. Let's do one more. Rav Naftali of Nemrov, who is Rav Noson's very, very good friend, also another chassid of Rabbi Nachman. This is Chaim Moran on the way, based off of Rav Naftali. Chaim Moran Noisif, right? Who this was basically that Rav Naftali wrote a biography about Rabbi Nachman's life before Rav Noson even wrote one. and the Rav of the Trina Rav put it all together, and he put in a lot of additions, and then afterwards he brought it to printing in Taf Reish Lamed Dalet. I have never actually seen it in person, if it does exist, but I'm sure it does, and it's probably pretty cool. All right, that's what we're gonna do for today.